So we're making a thumb spica. We take the pattern, trace out the pattern. You adjust for length. So if someone has a very long forearm, you want it to be a little bit longer. You put in the water. And don't forget a towel.
How long do you leave it in there, Rachel?
Until it gets soft enough to cut and to mold. And this is what the splint looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So usually it takes a couple minutes, and if you're using the splint cart, remember, it takes forever for that to warm up. So it's not quite ready because you can tell it's still kind of stiff.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting on it.
Well, I don't think I was really doing it like that. You said, show me the string.
I'm sorry. Okay, I was just like, oh, please don't be doing
Almost there.
Double irritated too. Okay, and then the last little piece, this is the one that does have stretch to it.
Right.
So you're gonna stretch this one up here. At the end, you're not have stretch. So I'm gonna keep a little bit of that.
All right, so you can see how it's kind of drapey and droopy. So you cut. So when I make my first cut, I make it, might as well round my corner so it's more comfortable for the patient.
But I didn't see him until the next morning, and all it said was brutal. And I sent him an article about this typewriter. Wrote this great article about how the United States man should be overjoyed that they got the game on.
You don't have to be perfect. So I'm going to put it back in the water to just get soft again.
God knows Rachelism.
Yeah. And obviously when this is cut, a little tiny piece, I wouldn't save this.
Chris Parton will find you.
Bevel.
So we've got a patient already. It's Dan. You might know him. He's modeling for us.
Yes. Best looking hand model we got down here at South.
Right.
And the band. And the band at the door.
All right, so we're going to ask Dan to come up on his elbow like he's going to arm wrestle me.
That's what I do.
See, it's all drapey again. Gently pat it dry.
You want to get that water off because it'll take a lot long. It'll cool faster if you leave all that water on there.
So there's Dan's IP there. So you want to wrap around. And then you want to make sure that it comes out. And I always pinch here at the bottom, just so I can not have to worry about it. And then I'm going to ask Dan to come and give me an okay sign. And sometimes as when you do this, you have to roll down the little inside here, because sometimes it gets a little tall. And you want to make sure that it's comfortable, because the whole purpose of this is to stabilize. Thanks, Dan.
Actually, I think this is released in my words.
You want to make sure he doesn't too much radially deviate.
Mm-hmm. So you'll have them in a little bit of extension for the wrist. And like Rachel said, you don't want them to ulnarly deviate too much, or kind of right in the neutral position.
Thank you very much.
And this takes about, because it's a thicker material, it takes about 2 or 3 minutes
Thank you very much.
To get cool enough.
enough to pop it back off.
And so because Dan doesn't need the support, I'm going to take my handy dandy marker here, and we'll just cut for this style. Let's cut right here, give or take. And then we want to, because he has his ulnar styloids here, we want to make sure that that's not going to get rubbed. And if my marker would work, that'd even be better. You kind of just make your lines here, and then you also want to make sure that he can make a fist.
Very important.
Can you make a fist? You want to make sure you're below the distal palmar crease.
Yeah.
Which is right where Dan's actually at. Looks great. All right. So now we're pretty well cool. And you just pop that open. Give it a couple more seconds here. And also I forgot to mention, when you're cutting the splitting material, you want to do nice long cuts. You don't want to do little baby choppy cuts because then you get a harder edge. And if they're willing and they're alert enough, you can say, will you hold the sock for me?
I got it.
It should pull right off. And again, you want to have a nice curved edge. I'm just following my spots. We'll put it back on. So then Velcro would go here, here, and up here. So 3 points of control for your Velcro. Is that comfortable, Dan?
I think so, yeah.
And so what we do next to make it, ensure the comfort, is take that brown moleskin and just line the edges, just so it doesn't bite into them. And this is a good thumb spica until they come and see us, an outpatient, because what will happen, they'll lose swelling, we'll have to remold it. So there you go.